My own experiences, many I speak to have had crisis happen in their life, and the crisis has actually been a catalyst for very powerful and dynamic change in their life. We're not very tolerant and not very forgiving of ourselves around loss or others when we experience that they've caused our loss. So our ability to adapt, reconcile ourselves, and then rebuild ourselves to move into a spring, to move into a summer, is critical for our agility and our adaptation. In the 90s, the Gallup research produced, and two of their researchers wrote a book on wellbeing, and the 5 elements that they spoke of, having researched people across the world, there were 5 that were in common. And that was primarily, one of the biggest ones was career, interestingly enough. The other 4 are financial wellbeing, so we have a sense of sufficiency, and that really is important that we distinguish the difference between we've got enough money for what we need versus what we want. They're very different relationships to money. The third is physical well-being. That's critical, and there's 4 elements to our physical well-being, and that's nutrition, sleep, also exercise, and the thing that we don't really recognise is the time for renewal, is actually nourishing ourselves, and time out, our breath, everything else works in cycles, but we now treat ourselves very much like machines. And then the last 2 are community and society. So where our relationship is profoundly connected to the ones we love in friends and family, which is our society, our immediate society, and community, where we feel we make a difference to those around us in the community contribution, and it gives us meaning in life. So I've been doing a lot of work with the notions that Aristotle brought forward, but then also Rudolf Steiner's work, which is about the human virtues. So the first 3, I assert, and I've seen this to be true in most instances, is a sense of devotion to something that's greater than oneself. Parents have it for their children, gardeners have it for their garden, that profound sense of doing something that's contributing or flourishing or contributing to others so that it thrives. But unfortunately, if we do too much devotion, it becomes self-sacrifice. We see that in religion, and we see it in the third sector, and where people have become codependent, or they sacrifice themselves for the task at hand or for what they're devoted to. So it's critical we find equanimity in ourselves, balance. So nourishing others, we must nourish ourselves to come from a full tank and contribute. And the third is, when we've found that balance of where energy flows, is to persevere. And what a saying I once heard that I so love about commitment, it's doing what we say we'll do, even when the mood in which we said it has left us. And to me, that's perseverance. I will persevere, even though I don't feel like it. I nourish myself to return again, to bring my perseverance to the task, so that we really do create the world that we want to see possible.